It is very seldom that mere ordinary people like John and myself secure ancestral halls for the summer. It is a colonial mansion, a hereditary estate. I would say a haunted house. There is something off about it. John laughs at me, of course. He is practical to the extreme. He is lacking patience and faith, and intense horror of superstition. He openly scoffs at things not to be felt and seen and put down in figures. John is a physician, and perhaps that is one reason I do not get well faster. You see, he does not believe I am sick. So I take phosphites, whichever it is, and tonics, and I'm absolutely forbidden to work. I did write in my journal in spite of them, but it does exhaust me a good deal. I hate having to be so sly about it. I must, or I shall be met with heavy opposition. I shall leave it alone and remark on the regal beauty of the house. It is the most beautiful place. There is a delicious garden. I have never seen such a garden, although there is something strange about the house. I can feel it.
Should I look at the trees? I'll go touch a tree and admire its beauty.
I always get so unreasonably angry with you, John. I never used to be so sensitive. I think it's due to this nervous condition.
If you feel nervous, you are just neglecting your proper self-control, my dear.
I hate this room. I wanted one downstairs, by the piazza, where all the roses are all over the windows.
There's only one window and not room for two beds. There's not even a near room for myself. We came here solely on your account, dear. Your exercise depends on your strength, your food somewhat on your appetite. You can absorb the air all the time.
So we took the nursery at the top of the house, as it were. The windows were barred for our little children, and there are rings and things in the walls. And that wallpaper, so hideous, it was stripped off in patches and laying around my bed. The color is repellent, almost revolting. A smoldering, unclean yellow, strangely faded. It is a dull, yet alert orange. No wonder the children hated it. There comes John. I must put this away. He hates to have me write a single word. We have been here 2 weeks, and I am sitting by the window now, in this atrocious nursery, and there is nothing to hinder my writing. Save a lack of strength, John does not know how much I really suffer. He only knows that there is no reason to suffer. I mean to be such a help to John, such a real rest and comfort, and here I am, a burden.
You know this place is doing you good, and really, dear, there's no need to renovate for a 3-month stay.
Then let us go downstairs. There's such pretty rooms down there.
Oh, my dear, such a blessed little goose. I shall go downstairs to the cellar and have it whitewashed.
I am really getting quite fond of this big room, save for that yellow wallpaper. There is a recurrent spot where the pattern lolls like a broken neck, and two bulbous eyes stare at you upside down. I get positively angry with the impertinence of it and the everlastingness. Up and down and sideways they crawl, and those absurd, unblinking eyes are everywhere. I am alone a good deal now. John is kept in a town very often by serious cases. I'm getting really fond of the room despite the wallpaper, perhaps because of the wallpaper. It is getting to be a great effort for me to think straight. Just this nervous weakness, I suppose. There are things in that paper that nobody knows but me, or ever will. Behind that outside pattern, the dim shapes get clearer every day. It is always the same shape, only very numerous. It is like a woman stooping down and creeping behind that pattern. I hate it. I wish John would take me away from here. I think that woman gets out in the daytime, and I'll tell you why, privately. I've seen her. Out of every one of my windows. If only that top pattern could be gotten off from under one. I mean, I try it little by little. There are only 2 more days to get this paper off. I believe John is beginning to notice. I do not look him in the eyes. He asked me all sorts of questions and pretended to be loving and kind, as if I couldn't see right through him. I wasn't alone a bit. As soon as the moonlight showed itself, that poor thing began to crawl and shake the pattern. I got up and ran to help her. I pulled and she shook, and by morning we had pulled off the yards of that paper. That awful pattern is laughing at me. I shall finish it today. I quite enjoy the room now that is bare again. The bedstead is fairly gnawed, but I must get to work. I have locked the door and thrown the key down the front path. I wish to astonish John. I don't like to even look out those accursed windows. There are so many of those creeping women. They move so fast. I wonder if they all come out of the wallpaper as I did. It is so pleasant to be out in this great room and creep around as I please. Oh, is that John at the door? It is no use, young man. You can't open it. Now he's crying for an axe. Such a shame to break down that beautiful door.
Oh, John dear, the key is under the plantain leaf. Plantain leaf.
Open the door, my darling.
I can't, I mustn't.
What's the matter? For God's sake, what have you done?
I finally gotten out, you see, in spite of you. I've written off all the yellow wallpaper, and now you can't put me back.
I've gotten out at last, in spite of you. I've pulled off most of the wallpaper, you see. Now you can't put me back.